everybody. Welcome to hashtag WINELADS number 10, the 10cennial episode, the 10 Commandments.
10? My calculator only goes up to 9, so I figured, well, it can't be 0 that comes next. I just didn't know what number came after it, but 10.
It makes sense.
It does make sense.
It's the next block. It goes up in blocks. In other languages, anyway, with like
numbers
and what on. What on? That doesn't make fucking sense. I haven't even started drinking yet. Okay. Yeah, thanks for joining us, episode 10. I am Boomer.
And I am Calum Synthesis 88. Points to anyone who gets that reference in the comments or whatever. But my friends call me Cal, and you can too.
No points for me. I have no idea what you're talking about.
You know what? I'm going to give no hints. It's an anime series that I've been watching. Damn it, that was hint. No, it's an anime that I've picked up again recently. I found an English dub of the third season, ironically, on Channel 4 for 4OD.
Oh, of what? Oh, yeah, I
can't tell you. I'll tell you later.
Tell me later.
Yeah, it's on 4OD out of all the places, but they've only got the first 12 episodes of the season. I've asked them when the next lot are going to be on, but then I just went onto a streaming site that I know, because it's not on Funimation, it's not on Crunchyroll. I mean, it's on those, but it's subbed. But I'm so used to the English voice actors, and the English voice acting for this one isn't that bad.
Yeah, if there's good English voice acting, I'm all right with it. I watched one called Dead Man Wonderland a while back, and I watched one episode and just then looked for the Japanese version, because the first version came up was the English version. Fuck me, I don't think they've picked a more annoying voice for a main character ever. I've never wanted to punch a voice in the face as much as I have that. Fuck me, it's so, I couldn't take it. I just hunted out and watched a lower quality version of the Japanese one, so it wasn't that great anyway, so it's all a waste of time.
Yeah. Well, I will tell you later what this one is. I don't know if it'll be your thing, but I really, really like it.
Awesome. I look forward to finding out.
Cool. Okay, so it's the 10th episode, now I know that number now. We've got a special guest, because we think this whole guest thing works out. I mean, me and Boomer have a chill time together, but it is fun to have a third party and add that trifecta in there. So you may have heard this man mentioned a few times, either online or in the music world, and you may have heard him mentioned just on this podcast because he happens to be my housemate, and we've thought it'd be great to get him on. It's Mr. Benjamin Sydes. It's Sydes. Jesus Christ! It's Ben Sydes. It's B-Sydes. It's Ben 10. It's lit AF. We'll get him to say it. Here he comes. There he is.
How we doing?
Doing very well, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. Getting by.
Good. How warm is it down there in the kitchen?
Very, very.
Wait, I'm going to get this out of the way. I've got to get this out of the way. 1 second. Keep talking.
Okay. I don't know what he's doing. So, how's it been, Ben?
Yeah, well, pretty good, now I'm here.
I have a feeling.
Who knew?
At least we don't have to edit this.
Who is that guy? Wow.
All right, there we go.
So fast.
Lightning, like lightning.
Yeah.
That's what they call lightning. Me. Oh, so Benjamin Sydes, you're finally here. Finally here.
Yes.
Are you excited? You excited to drink some wine?
Of course I am, yeah. I'm excited to drink.
Sweet. All right. Well, let's see what you bloody got.
I have got...
I know what you got because I got it earlier.
Hopefully. A lovely yellowtail Pinot Grigio.
Oh, a white wine.
Yes, a white wine.
Right. Well, you boys are normally on the red, so I thought I'd change it up.
Good man, good man. We do rely on guests to do this for us because we tried it once and didn't like it, so we're not doing it anymore.
Yeah.
Sorry, wine people who don't just want to watch, who aren't happy with us just drinking red. Tough shit, basically. I'm not doing it again.
Well, you say that, but actually, because today was a hot day,
Oh,
and not just hot, it's muggy as fuck. Ugh. I have elected for not a white like I made the mistake last time, but I went for the most expensive rosé that I could find.
Oh.
£6. Sorry, people listening on Spotify, this is a visual gag. It is Gallo Family. From the Gallo family to yours. It's a white, despite the fact being a rosé. I never got that. Grenache.
You know.
California 2019. It's very cold. I'm really liking that.
Oh, I'm kind of jealous. I should have lent you my wine sack.
Ah, yeah. There you go.
That does feel good.
Oh,
Yeah.
Why have I got red? It's because I don't like the others. That's why. I
Well,
don't
wait,
not like them. It's just I'm disappointed by rosé. That's just my own preference. I'm not slagging everyone else's tastes off. Calm the fuck down. But yeah, but it's good. We've got the trifecta for the brofecta.
That's right.
That makes sense to no one but us three. We have a WhatsApp group called the brofecta, which is just the three of us. That sounds nerdy saying it out loud. Sounds so much cooler in my head. Yeah, so I haven't picked mine yet. So I have 3 wines with me.
Oh, shit.
Red, because I went shopping the other day. Thought I'd stock up. So, Ben, pick a number between 1 and 3.
So much pressure. I'm gonna go for 1.
Okay, Cal, pick a number between 1 and 3. You can't have 1.
24.
You can have 2 or 3. Actually, pick a number 2 or 3.
2.
Number 3 it is. So I have a Barossa Valley, Australia, 2017 Shiraz. It's got some boomerangs on there for Boomer. That is not why I bought it. I've just thought of it now, though.
Golf
All
club.
works out. Lovely stuff. Lovely
You and Ben
stuff.
both have Australian wines.
We do.
I thought you were going to say something like, "Oh, you both got like wines like your name." I thought Ben's name isn't Yellowtail. Where's he going with this? Ben
What his next album's
Yellowtail
called.
Sides. So yeah, let's crack them.
Yeah, let's do it. Ben, you can now drink.
Yes.
Just chug straight from the bottle.
Lovely, what delicious sounds.
Oh, delicious, delicious sounds. Oh, I'm getting a big strawberry smell from that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna have to go.
This smells fucking boozy.
Yeah. Oh, it's booze.
Yeah. If it were a trip to France to load up on booze, it'd be a booze cruise. That made more sense again in my head. If only you could hear the thing. No, you should not hear the things that are in my head. That would be fucking way worse. We'd never be able to release these. There'd be like 8 minutes of footage. Anyway, yeah. Steps, Ben. Smell.
Well, you got to look at it first.
Oh yeah, fuck. Look at it.
I think that only really applies to red, doesn't it? Surely it doesn't apply to...
I think so, yeah. So mine's dark AF, yours is pink AF, and yours is light as AF. Light AF. How light is it, Ben? Sorry?
It's not a thing I say.
It is.
I did hear you a minute. You said it a second ago. I just accidentally talked over you.
No,
You can't keep him from saying it.
no doubt that's how you've introduced me anyway.
I can't remember now. So long ago.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe. Okay, so yeah, you do the tilt, and then you do the smell. I don't know what that noise was. And then you do a swirl.
You swirling.
Oh, I'm swirling, boys.
Can I drink it now?
No, Callum. If anyone's wondering why this has happened before, it's watch Aunty Donna. There was an excellent episode on wine tasting, or sketch rather.
Yeah, that's where we basically rip all our comedy from.
Yeah.
Oh, and then once you've swirled it, you smell it again. Even more strawberries.
Fucking hell, mine's a spice factory.
Spice Factory.
That sounds great, actually.
I'm
Is that
actually
like
really...
the sequel to Fear Factory, the band?
Can you have a sequel to a... Well, I guess you can, because like Alter Bridge would be the sequel to Creed.
Yes.
God, now you've made me remember both those bands.
I don't remember hating Alter Bridge. I don't hate Creed, actually, though. So Daryl posted a picture the other day of Desperate Fleas with you holding a phone up so that I could read the lyrics of a Creed song. Which one I mean, it doesn't matter which one.
They're all the same song.
That was what that picture was. I was trying to think, what song were they playing? But it was, is it Can I Take You Higher? Was it that?
I mean, it might be. It's the
Or
one
is it
with
just
the...
Higher?
They've all got the same chord sequence as me and your brother found out when we had we just sat around playing guitars for an evening and just played Creed songs for a night.
Yeah.
Because we thought it'd be funny. It was funny as well. But it turns out you only have to learn one, and then you've just got to have a couple of different lyric sheets on your phone and just scroll through. That's the only difference. The same song every time.
The same.
Terrible band.
Boys, we now drink.
Yes. All right.
Ching ching.
Cheers to you.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
All right. Okay.
Oh, mine is deep. How deep? Deeper than Atlantis.
Was Atlantis? Atlantis was deep underwater, but the place itself wasn't deep.
What?
So, like, you go into Atlantis and you don't keep going down. It's not like the city is at the bottom of the ocean, but the city itself.
But the city itself is deep. It's located very deep.
Yeah.
Oh, does that make sense? Actually,
you can't say something's long, but if it ends, it ceases to be long.
No, but so like
it's not continuing to be long.
Would a city on the surface, if it had a big hole in the middle where the city kept going down in, and it was all the city was down the hole, then it would be deep?
What are we talking about?
The hole would be deep, but the city itself, at what point does that deepness stop becoming the city and just be a hole?
But the city is embedded into the walls of the hole, and then it's a deep city.
Along the bottom of this long hole, are there like flats?
Yeah.
Industry.
Yeah.
Well, that would be the deepest of the city, I guess.
Well, there you go.
However, like Mexico City is very elevated, high above sea level, much more so than Milton Keynes.
Is that a high city?
They are often compared.
Yeah, Mexico City is really high above sea level.
But is it a high city?
Loads of roundabouts in Mexico City.
That's Milton Keynes. They're often confused, which is why I use them.
Exactly.
Are there actually lots of roundabouts in Mexico City?
No, that was...
I don't think the roundabout is not really a concept that sits out. It's not as embedded into networks of roads as much as it is here in other places.
No,
I don't think.
There are a few. I mean, like, I remember Portugal, because I was thinking about this the other day, about like how fucking it, like, if you go to America, there's no such thing as a roundabout. They don't seem, if there is, I haven't seen one. In some cities in Europe, you do get them. They're usually massive. So you don't get loads of little ones, you get like a larger ones dotted around. But I do remember seeing quite a few small ones in Portugal.
Can a city be a roundabout?
I guess so.
A roundabout city?
Or
In a
is
roundabout kind of way?
Then does it become like an island within a landmass? Does it have to have a moat? What if it had a moat?
No, because a castle isn't an island. You wouldn't say a castle is an island.
Well, a castle's a building then.
And a castle's not a city.
Oh, you mean like because it has a moat? Is it like a small island?
Well, I'm saying it's not that.
Okay. Well, it makes sense.
I think this is. I think we should change ourselves from WINELADS and
Geography.
become
The geography
boys.
Oh, it's the fucking geography boys.
All right, we're the geography boys. I love geography. Yeah, Ben, welcome. This is what you've walked into. Speaking of cities and cities that once belonged to people, Ben, you do music. And that makes sense because one of his songs, for anyone who doesn't know watching this, which I'm sure you do, he has a song called This Was My City Once. and it's a great song. Ben, tell us about your music now.
All right, thanks. Go.
Wait for it. Wait and go.
Sure.
Yeah.
All this time?
You missed it. Sorry. Right. Next topic. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I guess I kind of get lumped in with like the whole folk punk thing. I'm not convinced I'm very folky or punky, but I mean, if that's what makes people happy, then that's fine. I mean, that's what I mean. I like the term. I like a lot of people within that kind of who are also under the same banner. And so yeah, I guess it's kind of probably kind of similar to one of your previous guests, Mr. Gaz Brookfield.
Indeed, yes, Mr. Gaz Brookfield. Well, and now that we've had you two on, we're going to need to obviously get Jake on as well.
Yeah. To complete the unholy trinity.
Exactly.
I do love that name you guys have, I say, given yourselves. Did someone else come up with it, or was it you lot?
That's probably Gaz.
I was going to say, that was going to be my next thought.
Oh yeah, so to give a sort of a bit of a better introduction to Ben for those who don't know, so he is a singer-songwriter, I guess would be the term, who has 2 albums out now, both of which are very good. We'll obviously link them. The first one is Constant Fictions, and the latest one is, oh God, what's
Self-sabotage.
Self-sabotage. There we go. Thank Jesus. I did that with Ed as well. I fucking live with this guy, and I can't remember his fucking. Jeez.
I struggled with it, and I fucking played on it.
Yeah. Currently during the whole lockdown situation, which is currently going on still, as it has been throughout the entire run of WINELADS so far. Ben has been doing live streams like a lot of other people, but they have been a lot of fun because I've been involved. No, that's not the reason they've been fun. They have just generally been fun.
However, I would like to say they have, at least from my perspective and people I know's perspective, they've been a massive hit with the double act that you two have become during lockdown. So for those who haven't seen it yet, basically it's Ben playing in his living room, as with like most of the live show, like streaming live shows, we've been like a bit of a lifesaver during these last few months. But I've absolutely loved them.
I'd say that.
Yeah, always loads. And quite often they have like, Gaz has information corner with his wife, who does all the additional bants and setups for his, so he can knock them down. And you have Cal. So Cal corner.
Yeah, absolutely.
So tell us a little bit about that, you two.
I mean, what do you want to know? I mean, it's literally, Cal sits behind me with a laptop, reads comments, and does some lovely harmonies. And is now the giver of shots which it seems to be whenever I fuck up. Well, we've recently introduced rules into this.
With the help of Ange Brookfield.
Best known to other people. I'm not quite sure what the rules are still.
Do you know what?
Information corner now informing other live streams.
Well, it was an idea that Ange passed on, and I thought, it'd be good, because shots were already a staple. Obviously, we've got to remember it's about the music, but it does give me that little bit of power that I love and crave, and I can exert over Ben. So it's quite cool to be able to, we've got some rules, we've got other rules that come in. I kind of most of the time make it up as I go along, but it is a lot of fun. But it's what's really lovely to see from my perspective is all the comments that you get, Ben, from all the people who absolutely love your music, which rightly so, because it is great. There's a couple of regulars on there. I think one of your songs has now been renamed to the Hug Song.
It's true.
Which one's that?
Safe and Sound.
So say again?
Safe and Sound.
Ah.
So yeah, she described it as sounding that she feels like the song is getting a big hug, like a big musical hug.
Nice.
And so now it's just become the Hug Song instead, which is fine. I'm happy with that.
I look forward to hugging you while listening to it.
One day.
One day.
One day it will happen.
And Boomer is great at hugging. He's a good hugger.
He is a great hugger. Yeah, it's true.
You boys aren't so bad yourselves.
Oh,
Takes two to tango.
Yeah, so no, it's I'm very honoured to be part of the live streams that Ben gets to do, and
Fun
you
having
know,
you on board.
no, thank you, sir. Now, for in terms of as we're hopefully trying to move out of lockdown, obviously there's a second one imminent. Hopefully, it doesn't happen, but you're looking to do maybe some socially distanced gigs coming up. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Hopefully, I mean, if everyone's down with it, I mean, yeah, I've got a couple lined up at the moment in Root up near Sheffield. So I've not done any gigs for them up there yet, and so they've kind of got an all-dayer lined up with loads of great acts, including Mr. Jake Martin. And it's going to be an interesting experiment, I think, to see how comfortable a lot of people are going to be in the same place, including me, because I've kind of not really phased myself back into society much so far. Although I did go to the pub for the first time at the weekend.
Did you? Where'd you go?
I went to a little pub in St. Neots. It's called the Ale Taster, which is a little microbrewery. It might be quiet and we could sit outside, and so it was lovely.
Oh, awesome! Have they got I don't know, because it's quite crowded in the Ale Taster. Well, not crowded, narrow in the Ale Taster. So was it quiet in there, or?
Yeah, it was really quiet. I spoke to the guys behind the bar, and they said kind of people are kind of slowly filtering back to pub life, if you like. But they've put up loads of screens. Even outside, they've kind of divided benches and all sorts. And they've got a fun little traffic light system for the toilets. Insane.
I've heard about this.
Oh, that's brilliant. I haven't seen that anywhere.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah, that was fun. They've loads of great novelty. So, yeah, just, they do it like it's a one in, one out in the toilet. And so if it's on the green light, when you're going to go to the toilet, just flick the little switch and it goes to red and you're all safe to go in. And when you come back out, ping it again, back to green. The trap is clean.
Which means if you see that light red for a while, someone's having a bad time in there.
That's when the light turns to brown. If you flick the brown light on, not to go in there for a while. Actually, that should just be a thing in general. In any public places, I want a brown light outside of.
Oh.
What have you done in here?
Danger, Will Robinson. Brown light. It should be easy enough. I mean, if you mix red and green together, you get brown, right?
There we go. Yeah.
Yeah, why not? Yeah.
Take that. Science.
And party. Science guns. Pew pew.
Yeah, looking forward to it. So I've got one in Glastonbury afterwards as well with Funky and the Two-Tone Baby, amongst other people. In Glastonbury Abbey, which is like a lovely, like a huge space outside. So me and Gaz had a little wander around that when we were on tour in Glastonbury last year, and so it's really nice. It should be cool. Hopefully, just have to not hug people and be respective of like a meter distance or whatever.
Yeah, a meter plus, I think it is.
That's it. Okay.
Yeah, meters like the minimum is basically what they mean.
Yeah,
I'm excited about doing a real gig again. As fun as like playing gigs in your living room are, it's nice to hear some clapping and not just cow clapping from behind me.
Well, my rhythmic clapping that I do sometimes. Yeah, and it's gonna be nice to have people sing along, and I'm pretty sure you're gonna have there's some new sing-alongs that have been started from the lockdown, and there's going to be a couple of new signs that I hear people might be making, and if it is a thing, it's going to be so good. Signs, yeah.
I know nothing of this.
I may have forgotten to tell you about this. If you look through, I think the last live stream, there was talk of some signs being made up for some of your lyrics.
Okay, I'm going to have to go back through these comments. Have a little look-see. I don't know.
I mean, I can tell you now.
There's someone just written no on a one.
No, it's for the boys.
I figured people would just be shouting that because you shout it on the live stream.
Well, I think. Well, I know at least one person has either said that they're going to, or they already have made a "For the Boys" sign to hold up, which I think is fucking brilliant. because it is going to be great to see that go up and hear everyone shout that along, because it's.
Can you imagine if they're at the bar during that bit? Fuck! Kai, all the way to Glastonbury. Get there. No, stuck in a queue. Sanitizing your hands.
I look forward to that.
Yeah, so I mean, it's potentially a thing that's gonna happen. So look out for it.
Awesome. You do have a lot of catchy old lyrics that would lend themselves well to signing. Signing?
Indeed.
Yeah, hand like writing on signs.
Ben, I don't know. I probably should have cleared this with you first, but I don't know how much you can talk about the upcoming music video.
Well, I mean, it's been upcoming for a while. So, it was a music video we filmed ages ago, but through one thing or another, it's not come out yet. But yeah, it will be finally. Yeah, a music video for Crutches will be coming out soon. And I've said soon. I said soon in like November last year, but yeah, I mean it this time.
This time actually is soon. Yeah.
Just you got COVID happened. Everything stopped. It just makes it difficult. Use that excuse.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't tell them I told you. Don't listen, people who are listening now.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to people finally seeing it. But
I think it's going to be received rather well.
Indeed, I agree.
Okay, yeah, I mean, I hope you're both right.
Of course, we're right. Fuck's sake.
We're always right on this. This is our podcast. Everything we say is right, except that, and that, and that, and that.
I'm not sure I've said anything wrong on this.
I don't think so.
But I mean,
I have editing power, so you haven't heard anything wrong. I said.
And one day, hopefully, we'll be able to play some full band shows again, and because Boom obviously plays bass in the band.
Yeah, that's actually one thing I forgot to say when you're a singer-songwriter, acoustic guitar, but you do also play as a full band, and both your albums are full band albums. I got the pleasure of doing backing vocals on one of them, which now I can say I was credited on an album. I can die now, bye, say bye.
I can also pick you out on that song as well.
Really?
Yeah.
I've heard other people say that as well.
When I listened to it, because I wasn't there for that day when you recorded vocals.
Yeah.
And being the lazy bass player that I am on that, I just basically showed up for, was it one day? I know we had to re-record some.
No, you went in. Yeah, you were in a couple of days.
Yeah, it's supposed to be one, but it turns out I played something wrong, which didn't sound wrong until all the guitar tracks were on there, and then it turns out, yeah, it was well wrong. So I have been wrong. It does happen a lot. Yeah,
just edit this later and you'll be fine.
Yeah, I'll edit this. It's fine. And then I remember listening to it and just thinking, that's the one Cal's on. Just instantly there he is. Because you have the voice of an angel, Cal. I don't know how much people who listen or watch this know, but he has a fantastic voice.
He does indeed. We have to do more, more duets.
Indeed. See, this is the thing. I'm looking at the microphone as though I'm looking at the camera. This is the thing. I'm just making this all about me. So we've got all these guests on, and we've got me and Boom do this together. But really, it's just about me. See how I'm directing this to be about me?
Makes
great and so easy. Anyway, these guys didn't hear that, so let's carry on. Cool. Anyway,
a friend of mine is badgering me to do a Disney set.
Yes.
And I think it would be. And I said I've given him a task of getting his post to 80 likes, and I'll do a Disney set. And if we do a Disney set, I think that you have to join me for a lovely duet of A Whole New World.
That's fine. That's fine.
You would do that well.
Why 80 likes?
I was trying to set him a target that is not achievable.
That's very achievable, surely.
I was going to say, you fucked up there, Ben.
But it's been like a week and it's at 40, and so...
I'm going to go and like that post, like now. In fact, I urge everybody watching this to go and like that post. We'll put a link in the description, maybe, so you can all like that post. I mean, I'm not going to watch it because I don't want to watch set of Disney songs, but
but you won't watch it.
Yes, yeah, that's what stitching people up's all about.
Oh, yeah,
I don't want to ruin my day.
You'll ruin us.
Or
Again.
I mean, we'll just do a load of shots beforehand.
So, yeah, true. What could go wrong?
We'll
I'm
do
sure-
shots as you go. Yes, it's this. We're bringing it back to the song, man. To the song.
I would watch it. I genuinely will. So once the 80 people have liked it, you should have picked it. You should have gone. Yeah, hang on. No, I won't. Got a fucking post-it note here.
Need to stop talking to people about this.
Yes, you do.
My own downfall.
I mean, people are witnessing something pretty special right now because I think we mentioned it in an earlier episode that one of the things that we occasionally do or have done before lockdown is us three get together in mine and Ben and I's house. Ben and I's house? Mine and Ben's house?
Ben and I, technically.
Ben and I? Yeah, Ben and I. And
Where's it?
we...
No,
Yeah.
wait. No, let's stop it. It would be Ben
Mine
and
and
I did
Ben's?
this.
Yeah.
But whose house would it be?
Mine and Ben's?
Ben and mine.
Ben and mine?
Mine and Ben's. Our, just say our house and we can move on.
Yeah.
There you go.
Get to our house, as in me and Ben and I.
Use
Fuck!
twos, boys.
I like that.
And we watch and exchange artists that we like and the other guys might not have heard of. We just sit around drinking and sharing musical artists. And now this is the group that does that. And we're all here on fucking WINELADS.
Yeah.
There we go. It's me burping this time, not Boomer.
Nice. Yeah, I love those nights. They're really fun. And one thing we should do that we keep saying we're going to do every time is just actually make a playlist of each time we do it.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good shout.
Because it's really interesting to see where they go. Because sometimes you just follow on from, like, you'll have one in mind. And then it's basically the same as like a DJ set. It's just like a living room DJ set with the limited audience of us three. And occasionally one other person or something like that.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
I think Shell came once. I don't know.
Yeah, I think you might be right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. They were so long ago. Who knows? But yeah, well, we can do them again. We should do one again soon. Actually, I'm allowed to go in your house now.
That's true.
Yes, yeah. Well, I mean, you've been in the house. You've been on the house on WINELADS.
True, that is true.
People
So
know this, yeah. So
yeah, definitely have been. Yeah, I have been there.
what are you doing later, buddy?
Oh, I guess I'm fucking coming round now, aren't I?
No, I don't want to.
Oh, shut down. Right.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah. So yeah, maybe we'll do a playlist for the next one. Maybe we'll release them on the podcast. Who knows?
Oh,
That would be a nice thing.
okay.
Yeah, because they're pretty. I'd love to like look back at them because, like, as I say, like sometimes you go through a bit of it and it'll be someone. Well, it starts off at some point, obviously, just whatever someone fancies at the time, whatever they feel either in their mind, just what fits the mood of the room. Put it on, then like you might have an idea of what you wanted to hear, but then after hearing that, you change your mind and think, oh, this one would be better after that. But sometimes you then start getting deep into a hole where like shit's getting real depressing now. We need a lift, so you have to take a hard left turn.
Yeah, anyway.
Bust out something completely.
So I've just realised something. The only person who's really said even the slightest bit about their wine is you, Boomer. Like we've just sort of got down into it, into the chat. This is the thing. We don't really have a structure for these things. We kind of just make it up as we go along and kind of do it off the back of the last one. But maybe we should talk about the wine now, and then that'll be a good segue into pairing it with something.
We talk about the wine now, Cal.
No, Bride.
Back to Aunty Donna, everyone. Sorry.
Yeah.
Watch Aunty Donna. It's fucking great.
We'll link that as well.
That's it. Actually, we will go to wine after I've done this one. Favorite Aunty Boomer sketch, Ben.
Favorite
Aunty Boomer.
Aunty Boomer?
Aunty Donna. Hello, it's me, Aunty Boomer. Anyway, favorite Aunty Donna sketch.
That's difficult. I'm gonna have to say Big Eared Bill. I think it was one of the first couple I saw, and it is hilarious.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. Cal?
Bill. So actually, yeah, this is pretty good because when people then hear of Aunty Donna now, these are the sketches that you should go and watch.
That's what I thought we did. Like, just list 3 of them, and then people can see what we like, and if they're not into it, then
yeah,
fuck you.
Okay, so Ben said Bigoted Bill. I'm gonna go for. Oh man, this is. There's a few. Okay, so because this is the first one that I remember really. I remember watching on my own and losing my shit to it while I was by myself, rather than watching it with a group of people. And it is and I think it might be number 4. It's "Haven't You Done Well" number 4, and it is the one we mentioned earlier, the wine one. It's a little bit longer than the others. I think it's like 5 or 6 minutes long. But the first time I saw that by myself, I was at work and I was watching it while I was working. I don't care. That was a while ago now. And I had to keep pausing it because I was about to burst out laughing in front of everyone just by myself. And I was like, no, I've got to stop this. It is fucking hilarious. I really rate it, buddy. So yeah, "Haven't You Done Well" number 4.
Nice. I'm gonna go for the Halloween one. The only one that one slightly outstays its welcome in a way, which makes it great and bad at the same time. Because I guess depending on your mood, you wish like, can you boys wrap this up? But if you want when it's funny sometimes when someone outstays their welcome, and that sketch kind of does do that in a bit, and they do start acting up to it. We're like, oh look, it's you. Oh, I'm scared.
But I feel like that one needs to be informed by previous episodes because there's so many callbacks in that one.
Okay.
You need to see the older ones to get some of the references in that one.
Okay, in that case, I will then go, what was going to be an honourable mention, I'll go for the Christmas special of Too Much Pud.
Oh my God, yes. I completely forgot about that one. It's so good.
Yeah, in fact, it doesn't even matter if it's Christmas. It's better if you watch it at Christmas time. We've watched it the last 2 Christmases. It's been a couple of years now.
Yeah.
So yes, whenever there's people around the house, the Pud video goes on.
Pud
even if you
is
saw
now
each
going
other
to be
yesterday,
a Christmas tradition.
It's probably just on the following day. It might be on later on. If someone else turns up who hasn't seen it, Pud goes back on.
Yeah.
And yeah,
you're going to link to every one of these episodes.
Yeah, we'll put them in there.
Yeah, we'll do it.
Check the description below.
And then hopefully they'll see this and we'll do some sort of Aunty Donna collab.
Oh, I'd love to do a collab. Although they have done the wine thing already, as long as they behave themselves slightly better as they did on that wine one.
It's lemon. It's lemon.
Fuck it, don't matter. Let them do what they want. If they can afford to waste that much wine, good on.
Is that
good
regret
on you,
from eating that fucking cake? And you'll get that if you watch this thing and then watch this back.
Indeed. Maybe pause it now. Go watch the things we've suggested, and then come back in when we're going to talk about wine.
Yeah.
This wine.
No, it's just going to be Aunty Donna references.
I talk about this wine in particular, and maybe reference Aunty Donna a lot during this podcast. So, right, see you in a minute. Good to see you. Right, so now let's talk about wine.
So, Ben.
Hello?
Ben.
What?
Tell us about your wine.
I mean, it's very fruity. And what do you want to know?
About the wine. You've seen the podcast, haven't you?
Well, yeah, of course I have. I've seen them.
Well, actually, no. So yeah, that doesn't help, does it? Because we're fucking shit describing or talking about wine. So
Can I actually just? Sorry, I'm just going to cut in here. Can I do a WINELADS first? Because I'm not going to really get this opportunity again. The last Pinot Grigott that I had.
Pinot Grigott.
Yeah, Pinot Grigott. Sorry, apologies. I pronounced it completely wrong. Was not very good. I didn't really like it, but you've described that as fruity, which sounds nice. Can I pop down with another glass and just take a little sip and see how I feel about it as well?
You sure can.
All right, okay. Back in a second, boys.
Get yourself down here. Get yourself down here. Come on.
If only we could do this for every episode.
Come on, here he comes. Oh no, he's doing a weird walk. You can't see. They can't see what you're doing with your weird legs. He's moving like. This is. I don't know.
This is in Spanish. Oh wait, no, you probably can't use that phrase anymore. Actually, I believe it's like one like it's used as a descriptive term, walking Spanish, to means walking strangely. But now thinking about it, sounds like that's not cool anymore.
I've never even heard that. Wait, what was that?
Walking Spanish.
Walking Spanish.
Walking Spanish. If someone's walking Spanish, they're walking strangely. But thinking about that's probably actually now slagging off how Spanish people walk. No more walking Spanish. Oh, that's a very good song by Tom Waits.
Oh.
Song by Tom Waits, allowed only. Insulting Spanish people for the way they walk. I don't know. This is hilarious. No, still, even then, no.
Do they walk hilariously? I've never noticed this.
I've been there and I've never noticed any silly walks. The person who's walking like the biggest dickhead was me when I was there. So, sorry, Cal, tell us about that wine.
Well, I'm not going to just have a sip. He's going to tell you. Then I'll go back. Wait, no, my thing's there.
Yes, it's down. It's down.
There. Although, when this comes out, I imagine you'll be bottom, so I'll be going.
Where are you going to be?
You're going up to your right. Yeah, that way. That's where he's going to go now.
Right.
And watch him magically appear. And he's back.
Oh, right. All right.
So yeah, how's the wine, Cal and Ben?
No,
Your same wine. Ben, well, you were going to taste it. You were going to help him out.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the entire purpose of that trip.
No. You're going to talk about it, and then I'm going to see whether or not I agree with you.
Okay.
I mean, it's very refreshing. It's very fruity. It's very kind of, I want to say pears. I don't know. I mean, it's delicious. I mean, isn't that the main thing?
That's fucking great if it's delicious.
I mean, it's good. It's good. I mean, I'm enjoying it. What did you think, Cal? After your last escapade with Pinot Grigio?
It was better than the one I had before. And interesting you say pears. I also felt like I could taste pears in that. I got a peary sort of taste to it, yeah.
Wow.
I would agree with you there.
House on the Prairie?
Yes.
Little house on the Prairie. Oh.
Indeed. Very good, very good. Yeah, it was all right. It was all right.
A little bit of pear of the dog.
Oh.
You are the living end.
Oh, it's like the musical Pear Spray.
Nothing.
Oh, unbelievable.
Oh, that terrible science fiction one, Pear House 13.
You guys are unpairable.
Oh,
3 out of 10.
fucking Yogi Pear over there.
Oh,
Wait, that gets a love?
yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
You'll just have to grin and pear it, Kel.
That is actually good. Oh, dear.
Yeah, it was.
Oh.
Fuck off. Okay.
Well, yeah, go on.
All right. So, my wine is quite refreshing. I'm getting a big strawberry vibe here. It's wet, as wines should be.
All good wine is wet.
Don't want it to be solid.
Although, have you ever watched Black Books?
Yes. Ah, the fucking wine ice lolly.
Oh,
Looks so good.
Have you not seen it, Ben?
I have.
With the ice lolly?
I was a latecomer to Black Books. I only watched it in the last kind of, maybe like 2 years ago, maybe 18 months.
Yeah, we watched it together.
We did. We laughed.
We cried.
Yeah, it was good. We howled.
Yeah. Anyway, watch Black Books, the episode where it's hot. He has a stick in a bottle of wine in the freezer, just smashes it against the wall, and that's his lolly.
I would arguably say that's the best episode of Black Books as well.
Oh.
It's one of my favourites anyway, and that and the one where they like house sit in the big house and they go down to the wine cellar and they drink all the. Well, I'm not going to spoil it for those who haven't seen it. I don't know. Fuck off! It's loads of. It's really old. They drink all the expensive wine rather than.
You've
the
had
wine
loads of time to catch up to date with this shit, people. Fucking shame on you. If you haven't, if you've seen it, yeah, you know what we're talking about. Good on you. If you haven't, though, come on, what have you been doing? What have you been doing? Fucking watching whatever's currently popular now. I have no idea. I'm just about to finish Star Trek Deep Space Nine for the fourth time tonight. So really excited. 2 episodes left. You'll be sad afterwards. Nothing else to watch.
How's
there's actually loads. But, sorry. I didn't. You haven't finished how your wine was. It was wet.
It's fine. It's all right. It's good.
Wet,
Refreshing.
wet and cold.
It's wet and cold and strawberry.
Oh, like a.
But is it delicious? That's what the people want to know.
It's like a froob,
Oh, that sounds fucking great.
except less yogurty.
Oh.
You
You don't want your wine to be yogurty.
Not typically.
It's
Wait,
like a
don't
petit
we?
falou. It's like a munch bunch
But not
strawberry
yogurt,
flavour.
but not yogurty.
Not yogurty.
It's like
But
a yogurt.
The flavour
without
is the
yogurt.
same.
Oh, I see. I do see what you mean.
It's like a muller corner.
Sans bits or with bits?
Sans the corner to pour inside the wine.
Just a muller. Just fucking.
It's like a Solero. If a Solero was not a yogurt, which is
You're
not.
going more and more in a direction here, aren't you?
Yes, I am. Anyway,
Right, mine. Mine is. Oh, let's have another sip.
it's like a chew it now.
Shoot the glass.
What is it? Mine is. It's very thick, very bold, very spicy. So just my kind of thing. Dead chuff with it. Wait, what does it say? It's quite dry. Yep, number one on the dry. I say every. I keep mentioning the dry scale, by the way, on all the wines I get out of Lidl. You can see this up here. So
For people on Spotify, this is
people on Spotify.
watching
I'm holding up a
YouTube.
label, so this is not good fucking listening. I'll describe it to you. So we've got a scale of 1 to 4 wine bottles, 1 being the driest, and if it were all the way up, I imagine it'd be the not driest.
And this is a 1.
And this is a 1, so it is very dry. It's Shiraz grapes, as we've discussed previously. So like the only trivia I've got is those are originally from the Highlands, I believe. I should remember my own things. Maybe no, a man from the Highlands got them from France, where it was called. It was a Syrah grapes.
Oh yes.
They were actually called Syrah. Went to Australia through a series of pronunciation issues with an Australian accent over the years. It became Shiraz rather than Syrah. So Syrahs are from Europe and Shirazes are from Australia. And this is from Australia, so that is why. Short history lesson. Fuck yeah. So it's bold, spicy, very fruity. It smells super boozy. Like we just swirl it around, it's like
That
you
sounds
get
awesome.
that. Yeah, I'm really loving it. You get that kind of, like when you whip off the tip of a great new marker pen, a permanent marker pen. You get some of that. It's got that kind of vibe of booziness about it, where it just you've just smelt something. It's just like it's gone up and just fucking slaps your nostrils around a bit. That kind of thing. So it's kind of like that. Taste-wise, my palate's pretty terrible.
I might have to go to Lidl and get some of these wines because this one sounds really good.
I'm really chuffed with it. One of the other options, actually, I'll tell you what the other options were.
Please do.
So
This is what you could have won.
No. Wait. Should we do? Are you going to have these in another episode?
I mean, it's possible, but I mean, I don't know anything about them. I haven't drunk. I've drunk one of them, and I haven't drunk the other before.
Okay.
So this is what you could have won tonight. To be honest, the rate I'm going through booze during this lockdown, they're not going to be here, for being completely honest. I mean,
Fair.
we're not going to record for 2 weeks, and I've got 2 bottles of wine. I mean, I might drink another one tomorrow. I might drink another one tomorrow. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. I won't remember what's probably going to happen tomorrow. What is there to remember tomorrow? But anyway, so you are?
Watch me and Cal's live stream tomorrow.
Absolutely, at 6 o'clock. Most Fridays, not every Friday, because sometimes you do other stuff. Yeah, you got life.
Yeah, definitely.
You do.
I've got a half day from work tomorrow.
Ooh, very nice, very nice. What was I going to say? Forgot what I was even going to say about them then.
Ah, I'm so sorry.
That's all right. It probably wasn't.
Other
that
wines.
interesting.
You've got other wines.
Wines. Otherwise, yeah. So this one, I had this one a couple of weeks ago actually. So this is a fine Chianti. We haven't had a Chianti on the show.
Ooh, a Chianti. What number was that?
This was number 2.
Ah, that was really my choice.
You did pick number 2. So yeah, this one I had when I did the weekly quiz I do every week. I never quite talk about it. I mentioned I do one, but I never actually say anything about it. So I will this time. Justin Crane, who we'll get on the podcast at some point. He's got a great idea for an episode. So we'll do that at one point because it's going to be a really fun one. I won't say what it is yet, but it's going to be a really...
Is he an avid viewer?
Yeah, I think he listens more. Well, he's the Spotify man, so he hasn't. I haven't much he's watched, but he's listened to a few of them. He's up for it. He's got a really good idea for an episode, something a bit different. So we'll definitely do that at one point.
That's cool.
Okay.
That'd be fun. So during he's throughout the whole of lockdown, he's been running like a pub quiz with a bunch of us who go to the Portland Arms, and it'll be the 20th week this week. So 20 weeks in a row we've been doing it.
Jeez Louise.
Yeah, so it's been good fun. It's been an absolute, at the beginning, like a proper lifesaver to stop the tedium of like just having your mates around and getting pissed. Because it would like start at like 7:30 or something like that. Initially people would log on early. Some people would be on there till 2 a.m. So yeah, it's like a full night of getting pissed and having a laugh with your mates. Less so these days because, you know, you can do other things. Not that it's worn a little thin, I mean, it has worn a little thin in a way, because you would do the same thing every week. But no, it's absolutely awesome. Thank you very much, Jazz, or Justin. So yeah, Justin Crane, awesome dude, been running this every week. Thank you very much. Number 20 this week. Oh, by the time he hears this, it will be last week. So thank you for that. I probably won't have won that one, knowing the rounds. He's probably going to, style of rounds he's going to pick. Me and Cheryl have won it a few times, not loads. But anyway, so I had drank this during that quiz once and had a wonderful time. And the other one is it's just another one I got from Lidl, The Saviour. It was on their like wines of the week section. This one's really light if I hold it up to the light, so this would probably actually would have been a better one today. But I'm not sad at all about Shraz. It's fucking good. I don't know what type of wine this is. It's another one from Australia.
Was that number one?
This is number one. So this is your choice, Ben.
You could have had it. You could have had
I could have. It was within my grasp, but I decided that to make it fair, I would pick the one neither of you picked.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I think that's a fair assessment. Now, since we've described how they taste, how they make us feel, how we feel about them, and everything in between, we should decide. Is this coming out loud enough, by the way?
Carry on.
Okay, cool. We should perhaps decide how we will pair these wines with our most treasured possessions.
He who pairs wins.
You brought it back, baby.
Eagles who pair. Where eagles pair. Fuck.
Oh, yes.
Right into it.
Daredevil.
Anyway, wait, we're just supposed to do that.
Early.
It's all right. We'll
For the first time.
Right, yeah, okay. So now it's time. It's that time of show where you go, you know, pair it with things. You get what I'm saying, Governor?
No, I don't understand.
Benjamin.
That's me.
I feel we haven't actually spoken to you enough, Ben. I've chatted a lot of shit today.
I mean, I feel like maybe that's because last time when we had Burns on, I felt like he's a busy man, so I felt like we're quite rushed. So we focused a lot of time on him. And obviously, Ben, you're going to get to plug stuff at the end. You can plug stuff now if you want to. Is there anything else that you particularly want to speak about before we go into the pairings?
I mean, come and find me on Spotify and everywhere on the internet. Just search for B-Sydes, B-SYDES. Yeah, let's hang out. On Facebook, Twitter, Spotify, YouTube, everywhere.
I mean, we'll help make it easier for people by linking all this stuff as well. So they'll have no worries about finding you.
You bloody lovely chaps. Thank you.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Anything else upcoming, or anything that you'd like to talk about from your past, or maybe there's some secrets that you'd like to get off your chest?
This will be out the following Thursday, so next Thursday, if that helps. I don't know if like some super secret announcements coming out before then. I don't actually have anything. Is that a real thing?
I want to say yes, but I don't know. I mean that's in the video, but I can't promise the video and the video not turn up again. Well, no, that sounds bad.
I can always add in a little audio clip.
Yeah, but yeah. If not, I mean, chances are we'll be doing another live stream next Friday or whatever. So yeah, join us for that over on B-Sydes Facebook.
Oh yeah, potentially I won't be on that live stream.
Oh, how very day.
Because me and my brothers, depending on how the current situation of the second lockdown goes, we may be taking a slight excursion to our parents have a home in Beverley, and we're going to be taking a brother's trip up there, just have sort of some brother time. So that would mean leaving on the Friday. However, if lockdown happens, then I will definitely be there for it.
Well, I'll tell you bloody what. If you do end up going to Beverley, then why doesn't bloody Boomer come round and do the comments and sing along?
Oh my god, yeah, that's so good idea.
Gotcha. I was going to suggest the same thing.
Oh my god. In fact, maybe even if I
we're
don't
different,
go,
but we're
maybe
the
that should
same,
be a
mate.
thing.
You and me, we're different, but we're the same, mate. That's more
Again,
Aunty Donna. Watch
another
Aunty
Aunty
Donna.
Donna.
You should have watched this by now. Why are you watching this now without knowing what that means?
Yeah, you should.
If you don't know what a little worm boy hooka booka booka is, then you haven't watched enough Aunty Donna.
In
What's
fact, let's
Aunty
stop
Donna?
explaining that it's a reference to Aunty Donna and see
The
who
link
gets
to
it.
that will be down in the description as well. So
Yes,
watch that one as
indeed.
well. When I said
Indeed.
earlier to pause it, you should have watched that.
But now, I think it might be time for us all to talk about the pairings
I love your voice.
of our individuality. Choose whatever you may, you beautiful men, you kings of New England, you fools. I'll stop.
Don't. No, that was wonderful. Oh, fuck. Oh, didn't you love that, Ben? I did.
I looked at his face, and it didn't look like he was enjoying it.
I don't. On a scale of.
I'll whisper to you later this evening, my boy.
That's
Don't you worry.
Yes. I'm just always worried from where it's going to end. I like where it starts. I just don't like where it ends.
On a scale of 1 to creepy AF, in your language, I'm trying to make this appropriate
Absolutely not.
for the guest. So it's
Don't
obviously
worry. You can be honest with me, Benjamin.
No.
I imagine it's getting towards the top right now. It's top. Would you say it was top AF?
It's 10 AF.
Ah,
But if
Ben
10 was-
10 AF.
if
That
10
is it has happened. Ben 10 AF.
But if 10 was reflective on how illuminated something was, from 0 being not really to 10 being, what's the word for when something is, yeah, but what's the shortened version of that?
Lit.
Yeah, would it be that with AF at the end of it?
No, I don't think I would say that, Kent.
It does sound like something you would say, though.
It does. In fact, I'm pretty sure that is your catchphrase.
It's really not. No.
Hmm.
No, I don't think so.
Okay, well we'll come back
Agree.
to that.
Agree to disagree.
Benjamin, give me your pairing.
Okay, all right. I mean, this is, I don't drink white wine a lot. I'm normally, if I'm having like some drinks in the house, I normally go for a cider or a rum or a whiskey or something. So, so this kind of feels like coming home to an old friend. It's kind of feels safe with. I knew Pinot Grigio. I always like Pinot Grigio, so picked it because it's always kind of something I generally like. And so, yeah, I'd say, yeah, like coming home to something safe. So I would say the album Effloresce by Ocean Size, which is always an album I've kind of go back to when things were kind of better, or in the before times. And I've loved forever, and it's just it's an amazing wall-to-wall bangers album from start to finish. And so that always kind of, whenever I spin that, it kind of always feels like that's like kind of coming home to something kind of familiar and safe. Yeah, I'll go with it.
I like that. I'd deem that. I mean, I should be doing anything given my track history of pairings, but I deem that. worthy.
Thanks.
Did you send me that album at one point? I think you sent me a link on a Spotify link to that one once. Was it that one, or was that a different Oceansides album?
No, probably that one. Okay, I'll send it to you.
I think it was that one.
Did you listen to it?
I did, and I enjoyed it. It was very good.
Great.
I know you worry I don't always listen to the things you send me. That's partially because I don't always listen to the things you send me. But I did listen to that one. I really enjoyed it.
You should listen to them. I send you.
Although eventually I do listen to them. Sometimes it takes a lot of times. Like you have to suggest it a few times sometimes, like Elliott Smith.
Oh, yeah, but you didn't like Elliott Smith. You're the guy that doesn't like Elliott Smith.
I did not like Elliott Smith.
But
It was like a solid 6 out of 10. So that's a positive score.
It's above average.
Yeah. If I didn't give a shit, it would have been 5 or lower. But I did. I liked it. But I'm not going to seek it out again.
If you didn't like it, it would be 5 or lower, and he just hit 6. That's not
Five is you feel nothing. So I did feel something because I liked it.
only a wafer thin amount of emotion.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's certainly wafer thin.
There ain't that much.
Well, that wafer thin bit made Mr. Creosote die, so it was a significant amount to him.
I mean, but he'd already had so many of my suggestions. He was full.
Exactly.
and you're not full. Yeah.
I was so full then, so full that I literally threw up to death after. Cal, you got one?
I have potentially 2
Fuck,
pairings.
2? Why
Yeah.
not? We've never done 2. Go for 2.
I've got 2 pairings for mine because what Ben said about, because I know what he means about coming home to an old, it makes coming home to, it's something that's resonating with the past. I'm not a usual drinker of rosé, but I don't want to just outright take that same analogy from my pairing. So I'll give you my first one and I'll give you the second one in that order. The way it should be. So my first pairing is, I may be undersold how much actually I'm quite enjoying this wine. It's going down quite nicely. Not something I normally have. Maybe not something I'd normally drink by choice. But I am enjoying it nonetheless. So it's a bit odd, maybe. Some might say pretty odd.
Oh yeah.
They might see me drinking.
Here we go.
A rosé. So my pairing for this is Panic at the Disco's second album, Pretty Odd. It was a departure for them from maybe what people had come to expect. They went a bit off key, but somehow maintained, or at least in my opinion, they maintained some of the characterization of what their band was within that music. And I feel like within this drink that I am drinking, maybe it's not something I'd normally have, but I'm maintaining the character, maybe overselling the character a little bit of what the people have come to expect. So that's my first pairing. I'll have a little sip and I'll tell you what comes next. Okay, sip is over.
Shit.
Right, so second pairing. Again, rosé, not something that I would normally drink by myself or even with friends. But there was a relationship that I had that maybe a rosé might have been a staple of a Friday evening drink when we were at home together, and we would celebrate the fact it was the weekend with a few glasses or maybe a few bottles of rosé. And normally in the background, some music would be playing, and this would be a Spotify playlist of her choosing. And one of these bands that stood out to me, who I've subsequently seen live a couple of times, was a band called The Carnabies. And there's 2 particular songs of theirs that I really like, which the names escape me right now. But the Carnabies were a band that was introduced to me by this past relationship. Not normally sort of music I would be into. It's kind of, I don't know how you would describe it.
More indie than you'd normally be into.
Yeah, right? I guess it is a bit it is a bit indie, but it's almost a bit like there's something like about it that's maybe not typical indie. I don't know. Maybe that's just me and how I've interpreted it. But there's at least 2 of their songs which I actually listen to out of choice now. from time to time, and it's you know, drinking rosé takes you back to that time. It was a good time. I'm not pining for that time as things move on, and I'm very happy in the place that I am now. But two pairings right there.
Wow. Pow pow. Well played, sir.
Who's bad at pairings now?
All right.
Oh shit! Right, that has been 3 excellent pairings so far. Well played, boys. Well played. So I changed my mind during. I reevaluated during listening to yours. To be 100% honest, during half listening to your last one.
Oh, no, that's fine, because I changed my mind listening to Ben's, but then I just did both of them. So do both of them.
Mine are one and the same in a way, so I'm going to explain them both within one pairing. So,
oh shit,
yeah, take that fucking cow. Well, it's not that. It's not really that impressive, actually. So what I've done, I'm going to pair. There's a band called Behemoth who I'm a huge fan of. So they're a black metal band from Poland. Absolutely amazing. Love them. I think Michelle's got a Behemoth hoodie back there. I finally got her into them as well. So went to go see them with Slipknot at the O2 Arena last year because they're like that kind of band that can support. Well, I suppose they were supporting, so they're not an arena band yet. Maybe there will be one day. Probably not because they're black metal, which basically just heavily Satan focused and everything. So very much, it was weird to think like the first like satanic black metal band to play an arena, apparently. I'm not sure if that's true or not. I just remember them saying that when it happened. Okay. By the way, they were better than Slipknot, and anyone who's sort of like seen Slipknot live or anything know how amazing they are live, actually. So even a lot of like people who are metal fans are a huge fan of Slipknot, or at least respect and appreciate how good they are. And in my opinion, Slipknot were a massive letdown after watching Behemoth, but that may be biased because I'm just a big fan myself.
I remember this story. You've told me this before.
Yeah. So I was gonna pair this with the album The Satanist, which is again the little thing, because people get weirded out when I say things like this. I don't actually believe in any of this stuff. I'm not a Satanist. I play a song called Hail Satan when I play as Old Man Boom and stuff.
You are though.
I mean, to be honest, it's more interesting than being a Christian. It's all made up, in my opinion. You believe whatever you want. Good on you. I won't have a go at you for it. Just don't get upset when I play my things. We can be friends without agreeing. It's all good. So I was going to listen. The album The Satanist is one of my all-time favorite ever ones. So I was going to do like, someone did ask me at one point, like, what the Desert Island disc kind of thing. Like, you got 5 albums to take to a desert island. I would definitely take The Satanist as like my metal album, because I think it kind of encompasses almost everything I want out of a metal album. It's fucking amazing. It's dark. It's extreme, but it's also accessible at the same time, where it has some very weird things in it. It's very discordant, and I could probably actually do this entire podcast just talking about that album. Actually, I think that highly of it. I think most like metal journalists gave it like album of the year, or some of the ones that did. Like one I'm a big fan of is a Banger TV, this Canadian station. They gave it album of the year. Completely agree with it. It's phenomenal. I was going to give it that, but then I realised that means it's a 10 out of 10 out, 10 out of 10 wine. And I don't know if I want to give it 10 out of 10. I love it, but is it that 10? To give something a 10 out of 10 rating means it's basically perfect.
Yeah.
Is this the best wine that you've had on #WINELADS so far?
It might be, actually. However, I'm not giving it 10 out of 10.
So that story was pointless then?
No, because what it means is...
I feel like you wasted our time.
If you wait for it, you'll see. Their follow-up to The Satanist was I Loved You at Your Darkest. Now, that album is brilliant. It's not quite The Satanist. It's just that, like, step below where, like, if that was the first one I'd heard, I'd be mesmerized and think they're incredible because it's a fucking great album. But it's just not got that edge that The Satanist has. So that makes it kind of like, 8.5, 9 out of 10. So I fucking love it, but it's not that perfect album. So this Barossa Valley, Australia, is not The Satanist. It is, in fact, I Loved You at Your Darkest.
Nice. Okay, cool.
It all came round in the end. It all came round.
Give me time.
I'll have to check it out. I don't know that album, but yeah, we'll have to do it.
Yeah, the Satanist is, I mean, yeah, it will be alienating for a lot of people. A lot of people I know will not be into it, but I fucking absolutely adore the album. I can't name any better, to be honest, or none in that genre at least.
Cool.
Anyone would be just a different style, which you would then like at a different time, kind of thing. But it's one of the very few 10 out of 10 I will ever give.
Cool. All right. I think that's a good round of pairings there, boys.
Mm.
Well done. Well done indeed.
I thought of another little thing I would like to do today as well. With just a random, doesn't have to be a long explanation or anything like the pairing, because fucking hell do I waffle on. Jesus Christ. Every time, when I was half through, I'm only halfway through my point. I should really get on with this. But, I mean, you yawned, Kel. You yawned.
I was just messing with you, boy. Don't worry.
Go back to Aunty Donna, everybody.
I think that was a Cal original.
I think that was a Cal original, yeah.
Oh, fuck. See you later.
Because we've become so ingrained in this.
What's up this time?
You can't even tell. We've stolen so much of their stuff.
So, what you been watching, listening to, or anything like that? Give people
I can't say this now because of the thing at the beginning.
Give people a recommendation, because like everyone wants a recommendation right now. What people are watching, what people are listening to, or you listen to. Basically, you got like a TV program, you've seen a good film, have you listened to a good podcast? Not WINELADS. Obviously, we know WINELADS is a premier podcast or premiere. I never know when to say which one. Shut up, whoever's upset. Or have you been listening to a great album? Pick one of those things. I know we've done albums already, I guess. We talk about music.
I like
already.
this.
Yeah.
I'm into this. Yeah.
Pick something you've seen this week that you thought was great.
Benjamin, go.
Benjamin, go.
Ah.
But you don't have to go because I've got something. I can.
Cal, you go.
Okay.
You go.
So this is not necessarily something I've seen this week. It's something I've been listening to for a while. It's another podcast. So I'm quite into my true crime podcasts. I love a bit of true crime, baby. I think true crime is wicked cool, man. You feel me, dog? So I listen to a few true crime podcasts, and one that really stands out to me is a podcast called Red Handed.
Okay.
So it's a podcast that is done by these two girls or two women, Hannah and Saruti, and they are the chemistry they have between each other. They're like really close friends. They don't live together, but they have this whole history where they got trapped in a cupboard once, and I might be getting this wrong. They got trapped in a cupboard once for like 3 hours in one of their houses. So they started to do like a podcast, and then from then it's carried on, and they're quite popular now. They've done like a live show tour, and they've got quite a following, and it's the way that they really like have a passion for it. They both like quit their jobs, and this is what they do full time. Funnily enough, back when I was dating before I met my lovely girlfriend, Saruti popped up on because they're like London based. They're English. They're London based. One of them was from sort of, I think, from Biggleswade area, from what I can gather from what they've said on the podcast. Saruti popped up on one of my dating apps, which was when we did not match.
Which way did you swipe?
I swiped right. I swiped match. Yeah, go on. But I've met my lovely girlfriend now, and I could not be happier. But yeah, no, they have a bit of fun while talking about it. So it's not just all like somber stuff. Like they have a laugh. They inject a bit of comedy from their own lives. They talk about themselves a bit, and you sort of feel like you get to know them a bit. But it's a really good delivery, and it's really worth a listen. It's like a weekly podcast, and then they've got a Patreon. If you subscribe to that, you get like extra stuff as well. Both of them as funny as each other, but in different ways. Highly recommend it. Red Handed. Go check it out. If you like true crime, go check it out. It's really good.
Okay.
That's great.
Yeah, I don't listen to that one. I listen to My Favorite Murder a lot. I don't know if you guys listen to that one.
Oh.
Yeah, absolutely great. Yeah, definitely check it out. Really good. It's very much probably the same. Yeah, two ladies like talking about American ladies like talking about true crime, and it's funny and horrifying at the same time. It's not like making light of what happened, but kind of, but there are kind of, they make it funny around the subject matter, but like when they go into the story is always horrifying kind of thing. But it's also really, really interesting, and so yeah, well worth checking out if you've not heard My Favorite Murder.
I haven't heard either of these. These are excellent recommendations. Thank you, boys. I'm going to do 2. So,
I mean, I did
fuck
2
you,
parents.
Cal. Fuck you, Cal. We'll just stick with podcasts this week since both of you done podcasts. So there's one I've been listening to and one I've just downloaded, which I'm going to listen to tomorrow as a little respite from the other one. So I'm going to include that one, even though it's technically not what I've been listening to this week, but I'm really looking forward to it. So the first one is Dan Carlin's Hardcore History, where it's basically this, he described himself as a historian, a fan of history rather than a historian. And basically does like the equivalent of audiobooks spread over several parts about a specific like historical thing. Like he did an amazing series called The Wrath of the Khans, about like Mongolian history, like basically from the so basically like building up to when Genghis Khan happened to then what happened like during his reign, and then down afterwards what happened after he died. So that was a really interesting series. That was a 5-part one, so it's like 8 hours or something worth of story there. So they're really long, but he's so good at talking. Like you feel really into it whenever he talks. Like when someone like captivates your attention when they talk, just because they have one, he has a good voice, but 2, he just manages to like put it in a relatable way and keeps comparing it to modern things. So he just really grips you in and like really gets you. So I'm currently listening to one about the Persian Empire, which is excellent. And my other one is my friend Ruth, who does a podcast called Ruth is Stranger Than Fiction, where she tells terrible and wicked tales from mostly centering around East Anglia. So like Ruth is...
What's it called? That's cool. I've never heard it.
It's called Ruth is Stranger Than Fiction. So Ruth's a good friend of mine. She's another one. We'll get her on the podcast at some point because
she's lined up.
Yeah, she's lined up. She's in the queue, definitely. We know what order the queue's in, but she's 100% coming on. She's one of my best mates. She's super interesting and just generally an all-round amazing person. Absolutely love her. She's got so many interesting things to say. And her podcast is basically like she actually does an episode about St. Neots. There was a St. Neots poisoner once.
Oh, really?
I forget the date. And she like basically, her and her friends, she has a similar format to us in a way where she'll have a couple of guests, or it'll just be her partner Chris, who like edits the show as well, like lives with her. So they'll like during lockdown, she's been those 2, but I believe the new one has a friend of ours coming back, and so they'll have like drinks appropriate to the story or things they think will be appropriate to the story, and they'll have like each person who's on it will bring a different drink and explain why it's relevant to the story, and it's just a really interesting way of doing it. And they tell like they're kind of technically they're horrible tales of things that have happened in East Anglia or in their history, but some of it's kind of like, culty folk tales or anything like that. But it's mostly based in historical fact. She's probably going to be annoyed if I've got any of this wrong. Either way, Ruth is Stranger Than Fiction is absolutely brilliant. You should listen to that.
Okay.
Yeah, support a local podcaster. Anybody who's local to us, or at least support a smaller podcaster who doesn't have a big reputation like Dan Carlin. Yeah, there you go.
One thing actually, talking about support for podcast, the one Red Handed, the one I mentioned, this year actually won silver in the People's Listener Choice Awards.
Cool.
That might be the wrong name of the award, but they really didn't think they were going to do too well. But they put out and people supported them, and they got silver in it. So well done to them, and it's well deserved. They're very good.
I'm looking to listen. That sounds good.
So that's this is quite good because we can detach this like recommendation, because we normally do a tip. We can still do the tip and have the recommendation. We can have that as 2 separate things now.
Yeah, why not? Do you want to do a tip?
Yeah. So my tip. Yeah.
Do you even tip?
I do tip. I actually do have a tip.
What's your tip?
So my tip is, it's going to be hot. Well, when this comes out, I don't know what the weather's going to be like. But recently, the weather's been sort of going up and down. But I think we've got a good stead of hot weather. And so my tip is for barbecue food.
Oh.
So my tip for barbecue food is, I don't know how long these have been a thing. I had only seen them this year, but Tesco do I don't know if this right me like doing like supermarket like recommendations. I don't know. I'm going to do it anyway. Let's do it. So Tesco do obviously they do their range of finest sausages. So you get your Cumberland sausages, your pork sausages, your bloody Lincolnshire sausages. No offense, I like Lincolnshire, I like Lincoln, but Lincolnshire sausages are the worst kinds of sausages. Don't fucking do it.
True. I love Lincoln, but Lincolnshire sausages can get in the bin.
They are the fucking worst.
Are they worse than like ones that have apple in them?
No, apple are the best.
Apple ones are good.
What? I never liked them.
Apple ones are good.
I'll stay out of it. I don't eat them anymore.
Lincolnshire, the herbiness is just a bit too overpowering. You forget you're eating a sausage. Yeah, no, but apple ones are good. Apple ones are good. Me and Ben have them for breakfast on the odd occasion, and then they're great.
I was never. Which ones are the Lincolnshire ones? They like the the green and yellow packaging, or is that like?
Yeah, it's herbs.
It's just they're over herbed, I think.
Right, with you.
I don't mind herbs and seasoning, but they're just it's the wrong herb, and it's a bit overpowering, and they are just they're just not great. I'm sorry, Lincolnshire.
Like
I'm sorry, your sausages
or something.
Do you know what? I looked this up because I remember looking up what goes into Lincolnshire sausage and being like, yeah, that's what is too much. But I can't remember off the top of my head what it is. I just
Fair enough. Carry on.
I've been home so long. Anyway, so Tesco do a brand of finest hot dogs. So they are shaped like a hot dog, the length of a hot dog bun. They're like not just regular sausages, they are hot dog sausages, not as in like Frankfurters, but they are quite dense, I think is the right word to describe them. And they do two kinds of flavors. They do cheddar and jalapeno, and they do pancetta and something. Both of them really good. Are really, really good. And Ben can attest to this because me and him barbecue obviously together, and we've had both flavors, and they're really good. They're really, and I'm not a big cheese guy, you know, and I know people give me a funny turn about that. Not a big cheese guy. I like cheese on my pizza, and I like cheese on my melted cheese and ham toasties. But I don't
cheese
like
on
cheese.
your melted cheese.
Well, exactly.
Yeah, but you're the guy that doesn't like a cheesy pizza. Like, you're the only person why? What? You don't like a cheesy pizza? What?
You've got to have the balance exactly right. You've got to have the exact
right shit on. I have more cheese.
But you like spinach in a lasagna.
That's not true. I've never had that. I just said that I would put it in a lasagna.
Well,
I'm on board with spinach and lasagna.
Oh, for the love of Christ!
Thank you.
Anyway,
what's wrong with that? You hate green vegetables. That's
it doesn't belong there. I would eat it. I would eat it. I like spinach. I just don't think it belongs there.
Next time I make it wrong, I'm going to hide it, and you won't even know.
I mean, it doesn't. I mean, just take the stalks out because the stalks are offensive. But spinach and lasagna, I think it's fine.
You don't even fucking know it's stalk. What are you on about? This is nonsense. You're chatting shit now. You've had too much. You've had too much fucking rosé.
Maybe I've had people cooking me spinach wrong, but
were they cooking you kale?
This is what the problem is.
No, that's what it is. That's what I'm thinking of. It's kale.
Joking.
I'm getting the two confused. I've had kale and there's two fucking stalky. All right, I rescind it. What? I still don't think it belongs though. I still think it's a bit weird, but put it in. It's fine. Whatever. I don't care.
Everything.
Listen, mate.
State your vegetable knowledge. Jesus. Yeah. Anyway, Benjamin Vivian Sydes.
That is how did you find out that was my middle name?
Sorry. Obviously, that was a joke. It is Benjamin Julius Sydes.
Well, I thought you actually knew it for a second.
Is your tip going to be to not put carrots in a bolognese?
I should do that actually. Like we've been having arguments in one of my friends groups WhatsApps of like people are putting celery and carrots in spaghetti bolognese. No, you don't do that. I mean, Boomer probably does because he doesn't put meat in it.
Totally do that. Yeah, that happens in my house all the time.
Celery and carrot in a spaghetti bolognese? I don't think so.
Why not?
But my tip was going to be that Bandcamp are now waiving their fees for every there's one Friday of every month now that Bandcamp are waiving their fees. And so if you want to support artists, then buy their merch and their music every every Friday that is available. There'll be one Friday a month essentially for the rest of the year, and maybe onwards. Who knows how long this ongoing situation will be ongoing for? But yeah, if you want to support music, then head to Bandcamp on those days to support music.
Awesome. I really, especially support B-Sydes at addressbelow.com. Is it just bandcamp.com? I can't remember.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, well, the links below. Just look at that link. But yeah, absolutely do. Both albums are great. Get them on whatever format you can. I actually have your first album on four formats.
Yes, you're probably the biggest completionist.
Yeah, this is not necessarily intentional. I bought the vinyl because I like vinyl, so I wanted the vinyl of it. We were already friends there. When we first met, not when we first met, because we played a show together when we first met.
Yes,
At St. Neots Rugby Club, and I was in She's Dead Now.
Yes, when you had an amazing merch layout.
I may have laid our free CDs out because I'm a big fan of doing things for free. So I like to you're not going to make money off a two song CD, but I'd rather everyone hear us and then be interested for when like the next EP comes out, and we did charge for that one. So I basically laid them all out. It turns out it was a mistake. I wrote them all out so they said cunt because I'm a hilariously mature person. This is like 5-6 years ago, I guess. 7?
Yeah. 6? I don't know.
I'd have to check Facebook memories when it tells me.
Time goes by so slowly.
Yeah. So anyway, no one would take them because they didn't want to mess up my spelling of cunt. So sadly, we got rid of none of that night. But I got to meet the lovely Ben, the wonderful Benjamin Sydes, who changed my world forever. We're now fucking have a continuous bro down all the time. But everyone out. Cheers, Ben.
Cheers,
well, Ben was the way that me and you met, Boomer.
Exactly. He's become the Kevin Bacon of my St. Neots life. Well, I thought it would have been Kay, like Colin Buckham from RTC, who he's been around with, but I've seen him like maybe twice since I've lived here for the last like 5 years. Whereas like I spend like every weekend hanging out with you boys. We did pre-COVID, and then we had our big respite, and then So you have been the Kevin Bacon of my St. Neots life, Ben. I've met a lot of good people through. Thank you very much, Ben. Genuinely appreciate it. No, don't you apologize. You shut your sweet lips.
Yes, you shut your mouth.
Was that a Billy Idol you ran into there?
No, that was a Family Guy's version of David Bowie.
Yes, China Girl. So it's Iggy Pop or David Bowie. Iggy Pop actually released that first, China Girl.
Oh, I honestly didn't know I just know Family Guy did David Bowie saying that. I didn't know it was a reference to a song because I'm not.
Yeah, it's a China
Girl. You're going to crucify me for that, but my knowledge of David Bowie is not great.
The Iggy Pop and David Bowie wrote that song together, I believe, and then Iggy Pop released it first. It didn't really do massively successfully, like commercially, because he's just not that kind of guy. He's more of like a punk icon kind of thing rather than a. I mean, he's now transcended all of that these days, but I guess back then he wasn't the marketable kind of guy. Whereas he is these days, especially. But yeah, David Bowie then released it and became a massive hit because obviously, fucking Bowie special. Yeah, he's
Bowie special.
He's a special man. Am I supposed to do a tip? Have I done a tip? Am I supposed to do a tip?
Yeah. Was that a tip that No, you were just talking about.
No, I was just chatting shit.
Yeah, I don't think you have done your tip.
Yeah. What was your tip?
Okay. I'll stay with Mum. I was going to do. No, I'm going to do it. I just said David Bowie. Let's do a tip. So, has anyone listened to the album Black Star by David Bowie?
I have.
This is his last album. So, basically, if you haven't, do yourself a favor. I mean, be prepared. If you're someone who admired David Bowie like as much as I did, like my wife Sheldon, she was like super bummed out when he died, and we both were. But it hit her a lot harder because she grew up with him. Like, you form attachments with those really special musical people. Like if someone like Tom Waits or Henry Rollins or someone like that were to die, I would be fucking heartbroken. I was heartbroken when Prince died as well. And his last album, Black Star, is such an amazing album to listen to, because like I love that he always went in different directions with each album, and I guess anyone who really listens to any Bowie knows that. And his last album like hit a lot of jazz influences, which I really like. So I'm a big fan of, like, especially like dark, sort of the darker areas of jazz. I'm not too like, if it's too happy, generally music in general, if it's too happy, I'm not into it quite often. I think it was Townes Van Zandt who said it, and then when I first heard it, it was paraphrased by Justin Townsend. So there's two types of music in the world: the zippity-doo-dah and the blues. And who the fuck wants to listen to zippity-doo-dah? And that is basically
No true words spoken.
Yeah, those, like, musically, you have summed up everything I like instantly in one kind of sentence. I don't know exactly how accurate it is to the original, whatever he said, but that phrase, yes, that's it. That's my kind of jam. David Bowie's last album was like soaked in blues and melancholy, and it was, but not like necessarily sad all the way through, more soulful and soul searching to certain aspects of it. And it's fucking phenomenal. But the problem is because he died so shortly after its release, or just before its release, I can't remember which way around that went. When you listen to that last song on the album, it's super sad. And then you're just listening to it thinking, this is literally the last David Bowie song I'll ever hear. And so it's a fucking downer. But in a way, what a downer to go out on, because it's fucking great.
So, you know, there's the Bowie vault somewhere, you know, that like there will rage, and there will be stuff that you've never heard from back, God knows when, like, and they will, once the money goes in, you know that you'll hear it. It will happen. There'll be a release album or whatever. You'll hear stuff you've never heard before from God knows when. So it's coming.
Yeah, but that, I guess kind of
that's time now.
That's the last one he did. I mean, like I've heard more. I think Frank Zappa's released probably more since he died than like after when he was alive. I mean, I fucking love Frank Zappa, huge fan. But
isn't that the same as like Elvis and like Notorious B.I.G. have like released since they've been dead since than they were alive, essentially?
They definitely made more money dead than alive, and definitely had like more.
Didn't they do a collab album as well?
Yeah, that's right.
Probs.
Notorious ELVIS.
Have you given it a tip, Ben?
I have.
Yeah, both gave food ones.
It was so memorable.
It was. Sorry. Fuck.
I've
been drinking. It's fine.
We've all been drinking.
Well,
I do less thinking.
I guess, gentlemen, that brings us to the end of the 10th episode.
It's probably for the best.
Well, it was a pleasure to join you for the 10th episode. Thank you very much for having me, gentlemen.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you very much for being here. You wonderful, wonderful, beautiful human.
Indeed. Okay. Well, so
top 5 Bens, absolutely.
Indeed. So, in which case, we will bid a fond farewell to you now, Mr. B-Sydes, and you go off into the night, and you will find your cause, and you will find solace in the embrace of others.
I can only hope. Thank you.
Cool. All right. Thanks for coming, man. You've been a great sport. See you later, buddy.
See you, dude.
Bye. Well, Mr. Boomer, it's been 10 episodes of WINELADS. How great is that?
Yeah, fucking hell. I mean, it's sort of more than 10. We did a medium sode.
Oh yes, like it's 10.5.
I don't know. Do my like bonus ones where I just drink wine for like a minute in the kitchen count?
They are good. Yeah, let's count them. I like them. But I mean, like of the main series.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the main. Yeah, they're like. I guess it's like those are the OVA anime episodes of the rest of it, where it doesn't count. You only count the official. They're not canon. Oh fuck! Can we create a not canon series where we'll do other stuff where it's just completely it doesn't adhere to our timeline?
Oh my god! Yes.
Can we do that?
Yes.
Oh, fuck yes.
Yes. Wine lads.
There's something that my mate Celia was calling us on that quiz I do. She called us the wine guys. She kept forgetting it. She kept calling us the wine guys.
We can do wine guys.
Wine guys OVA will be completely different people, and it doesn't have to be. They're not in lockdown. We won't mention that ever. It'll be a different universe. We'll have a fucking alternate universe. It's gonna be amazing.
Oh my god!
Wine guy. Hashtag wine guys. OVA. It's gonna be amazing. Stay tuned, people.
Sure,
Stay tuned.
It wouldn't be hashtag. It'd be like asterisk wine. Like.
Oh yeah. Yeah, asterisk wine guys.
Amazing. I mean, this is. I think normally we obviously say goodbye when the guest goes, but I think maybe we'll have a bit at the beginning where it's us, and then the guest, and then it'll just be us. But I think this works. We'll see. We'll see move forward. As I say, we don't really have a structure, but it's been lovely doing 10 episodes, and here's to many, many more.
Cheers, everybody. Also, as everybody says on their other podcasts, the far more successful ones and whatnot, like and subscribe. Apparently, it helps.
Yep.
Also, it'd be cool just to have like more people watching. So recommend us to people. Say nice things. And
give us a review.
Yeah, let us know what you think about us. If you want us to do something different or want us to do anything else, fucking let us know. We're listening. We're not that much of a dick that we won't listen when anyone says. I mean, if you ask us to stop, we might not say to that one. So maybe exclude that from the comments. But even if you do, I'll have a fucking chat with you. It'll be all good, boys. Yeah, girls. Boys and girls and everyone else. It's all good.
It's all
good. I can love you all, even if you don't. Like me? No, that almost made sense. Fuck. Wine.
But like, comment, and subscribe, and recommend us to your friends. Do all of that, and we will build the wine army, and we will become strong. Hey, who knows? Maybe in a while we'll be getting silver at the fucking podcast listeners awards things. Who knows? Who knows? Let's see.
So, need a silver plaque underneath fucking Charles over here. Well, I can't be under him really, actually, because there's the thermostat, but I don't use it, so fine. Layers.
Anyway, I've been Cal.
I've been Boomer.
Take care, everybody. #WINELADS.